Hi there, future innovators and game changers. Welcome to our deep dive into the wisdom of one of the most influential figures in tech history, Steve Jobs. Whether you are just starting your career or looking to level up, these tips from the Apple co-founder will help you navigate the professional world with confidence and creativity. We will explore each tip in detail, providing real-world examples and practical advice. So grab a notebook, and let's unlock the secrets to professional success. 1. Follow your passion. Jobs famously said, "The only way to do great work is to love what you do." This wasn't just a catchy phrase for him, it was a guiding principle. When Jobs returned to Apple in 1997, he streamlined their product line to focus on what he was truly passionate about. This led to groundbreaking products like the iMac and iPod. Practical tips. Identify what truly excites you. What tasks make you lose track of time? These are clues to your passion. If you are not in your dream job yet, find ways to incorporate your passions into your current role or pursue them as side projects. 2. Think different. Apple's iconic Think Different campaign wasn't just clever marketing, it reflected Jobs' core belief in challenging conventional wisdom. He didn't just improve existing products, he reimagined entire categories. The iPhone wasn't just a better phone, it revolutionized mobile computing. Practical tips. When faced with a problem, try to approach it from multiple angles. Ask yourself, what if we did the opposite of what's expected? This mindset can lead to innovative solutions and set you apart in your field. 3. Simplify. Jobs had an almost obsessive focus on simplicity. He once said, "Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication." This philosophy was evident in Apple's product design, user interfaces, and even their retail stores. Practical tips. In your work, always ask, how can this be simpler? Whether it's a presentation, a process, or a product, strive to eliminate unnecessary complexity. Remember, making something simple is often harder than making it complex. 4. Focus on quality. Jobs was renowned for his uncompromising standards. He delayed product launches if they didn't meet his exacting criteria. This commitment to quality helped build Apple's reputation for excellence. Practical tips. Don't settle for a good enough. Set high standards for yourself and your work. It might take more time and effort, but the results will speak for themselves. 5. Embrace failure. Jobs' career wasn't all successes. He was famously fired from Apple in 1985. But he used the setback as an opportunity for growth, later saying, "Getting fired from Apple was the best thing that could have ever happened to me." Practical tips. View failures as learning opportunities. Analyze what went wrong, extract the lessons, and use that knowledge to improve. Remember, every successful person has faced setbacks. 6. Trust your intuition. Jobs believed strongly in the power of intuition. He made many decisions, like eliminating the keyboard on the iPhone, based on gut feelings rather than market research. Practical tips. While data is important, don't underestimate your intuition. Especially as you gain experience in your field, learn to trust your instincts. They're often drawing on subconscious knowledge you've accumulated. 7. Stay hungry, stay foolish. This famous quote from Jobs' Stanford commencement speech encapsulates his belief in continuous growth and learning. He never stopped pushing boundaries and exploring new ideas. Practical tips. Cultivate a growth mindset. Always be learning, whether it's through books, courses, or new experiences. Stay curious about your industry and the world at large. 8. Collaborate with the best. Jobs was known for his high standards in hiring. He believed that A players want to work with other A players, and that hiring even a few B players can lead to more B players, which ultimately drags down the quality of work. Practical tips. Seek out opportunities to work with people who inspire and challenge you. In your current role, try to collaborate with the top performers. When job hunting, evaluate the team you'll be joining as much as the role itself. 9. Pay attention to details. Jobs' attention to detail was legendary. He obsessed over even the unseen parts of Apple products, insisting that the circuit boards inside the early Macintosh computers be laid out beautifully, even though users would never see them. Practical tips. Develop an eye for detail in your work. Whether it's triple-checking an email for typos or ensuring your project documentation is flawless, attention to detail sets professionals apart. 10. Be a storyteller. Jobs was a master communicator. His product launches were more than just presentations. They were carefully crafted stories that created excitement and emotional connections with the audience. Practical tips. Work on your communication skills. Learn to present your ideas as compelling narratives. Whether you're pitching a project or writing a report, think about the story you're telling and how to engage your audience emotionally as well as intellectually. 11. Persevere. Jobs faced many obstacles throughout his career, from being ousted from Apple to facing serious health issues. Yet he always bounced back, driven by his passion and vision. Practical tips. Develop resilience. Set long-term goals and don't let short-term setbacks discourage you. Remember that most overnight successes are years in the making. 12. Think big. Jobs didn't just want to make great products. He wanted to put a dent in the universe. This big-picture thinking led to innovations that transformed entire industries. Practical tips. Don't limit your ambitions. When setting goals or developing ideas, ask yourself, what would this look like if it were 10 times bigger? This can help you break out of conventional thinking and aim higher. 13. Focus on the user experience. Jobs was fanatical about creating products that were intuitive and delightful to use. He understood that technology should serve people, not the other way around. Practical tips. Always consider the end user of your work. Whether you're designing a product, creating a report, or providing a service, think about how to make the experience as positive as possible for the person on the receiving end. 14. Embrace change. The tech industry is constantly evolving, and Jobs was always at the forefront. He wasn't afraid to cannibalize Apple's own products if it meant moving forward, like when the iPhone made the iPod largely obsolete. Practical tips. Stay adaptable. Keep up with trends in your industry and be willing to learn new skills. Don't get too comfortable with the status quo. 15. Take responsibility. Jobs was known for his reality distortion field, but he also knew when to admit mistakes. When the iPhone 4 had antenna issues, he held a press conference to address the problem directly. Practical tips. Own your mistakes as well as your successes. Taking responsibility builds trust and respect among colleagues and supervisors. 16. Value time. Jobs often spoke about the importance of time, famously saying, "Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life." Practical tips. Prioritize ruthlessly. Learn to say no to tasks and commitments that don't align with your goals. Use productivity techniques like the Pomodoro method to make the most of your working hours. 17. Be bold. From the first Apple computer to the iPhone, Jobs made bold moves that often paid off spectacularly. He wasn't afraid to take risks or challenge industry norms. Practical tips. Don't be afraid to propose bold ideas or take calculated risks in your career. Even if they don't all pan out, boldness tends to be rewarded in the long run. 18. Stay focused. Jobs was known for his ability to focus intensely on key projects. When he returned to Apple, he drastically reduced their product line to focus on a few core offerings. Practical tips. Avoid multitasking. Instead, practice deep work, focusing intensely on one important task at a time. Learn to eliminate distractions and say no to projects that don't align with your main objectives. 19. Learn to say no. Jobs believed that innovation is saying no to 1,000 things. He was as proud of the products Apple didn't release as those they did. Practical tips. Be selective about what you commit to. Every yes is a no to something else. Focus your energy on what's truly important and impactful. 20. Create experiences, not just products. Jobs understood that people don't just buy products, they buy into experiences. The Apple ecosystem, the design of Apple stores, and even the product packaging were all part of creating a holistic experience. Practical tips. Whatever your role, think about how you can create positive, memorable experiences. How can you exceed expectations and add a touch of delight to your work? There you have it, 20 in-depth tips inspired by Steve Jobs that can guide you in your professional journey. Remember, these aren't just rules to follow, but principles to inspire you. Take what resonates with you and make it your own. Jobs wasn't perfect, and not every decision he made was right. But his passion, vision, and dedication to his craft are undeniable. As you move forward in your career, let these principles challenge you to think bigger, work smarter, and never stop innovating. Which tip resonated with you the most? How do you plan to apply these insights in your professional life? Let us know in the comments below. And hey, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay updated on more career advice and success tips. Until next time, stay hungry, stay foolish, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible in your career.